friends, I'm Erica from flynncrafthouse. I'm a Texas artist and educator, and today we're going to do a little art supply haul. I'm going to show you some new materials that I got, some new things that I haven't tried, and some old goodies that I'm very familiar with. And then we're going to draw. Let's try them out, let's see how they go, and let's see if it's something that you might be interested in using. This package from Glacier. I got some new pencil, markers, swatch them in my sketchbook. I got these Ecoline brush pens. They are water-based markers with a really concentrated formula. I am really familiar with using these water-based markers from Tombow, and so these are a little bit different. One of the things that was a major selling point for me is that these Ecoline brush pens are refillable, which is pretty major when you think about how much drawing you're going to do and the fact that a regular marker cannot be refilled and it's going to go into the trash. Ooh, I like that. I also got some Luminance color pencils, and these I have a couple of, but I've never actually tried them myself. I also got replacement Tombow water-based markers for some of the markers that I had used and finished. I wanted to replace those couple of my go-to colors that I use quite a bit. And these are the Tombow water-based markers. Now I also wanted to try some different color pencils. I use the Prismacolor Indigo pencil very often and wanted to see if I could find some other versions of really creamy and saturated looking pencils. I'm trying the Luminance pencils, the Caran. And these pencils are really beautiful. They're kind of pricey. I was surprised that they were around $3 a piece, and they are beautiful. I was really happy with some of these. I really like the Payne's gray and of course Prussian blue. The dark indigo is nice as well, and I had some of these already, but they were very soft colors, like pastel versions, so I wanted to try something that would be a good liner pencil for me. This is my go-to, my favorite, the Prismacolor Indigo Blue. I use this one all the time, so I got about 5 of them just so I can have a nice stash of them and I'm not having to work with the tiniest little nubs of a pencil. So you'll see when I'm drawing on my Archer and Olive B5 dot grid notebook that these markers, Ecoline markers, brush pens, behave very similarly to the Tombows. But I will tell you that in applying the marker onto the page, these markers feel super juicy, like really, really like wet and really saturated. I mean, they were really beautiful. They were very much like, you know, a really controlled version of watercolor. I just felt like they were so saturated, which was really nice. It wasn't, I think they were more saturated than the Tombows. And I, of course, am really excited about the idea of being able to refill them. I will say, I mean, I just got 2 sets, and this is my 3rd set of Ecolines, but I will say that the color options that I found, I mean, I don't know, there's only like 60 markers total, it seems, in all the searching I've been finding. I was looking for a big set, like I want every single color they have, but they only have, it seems to me like a set of 30 and then a different set of 30, and so that's like 60 markers, which isn't a lot of diversity in color. I mean, I'm going to experiment a little bit more with layering them like I do with my Tombows, but the greens were really beautiful. They were just very, you know, basic. So I'm combining my Ecoline markers with some of the Tombows so I can get some of those more unusual colors into my palette as well. So as usual, I'm layering my markers on top of each other. I have a combination of the Ecoline with the Tombow. And once I have my image down, my underpainting, so to speak, I will use some color pencils. And now I'll get to play with the Luminance and the Prismas that I always use to add some texture and details. Oopsie. I'm stuck in there. I really love the way that these color pencils look on top of the water-based markers, and I never really thought about combining them until I took this workshop at a local community college here, and my friend who was the professor there of the class, he had us do a workshop and we were using actually Copic markers, and then on top of the Copic we were using color pencil. I never thought about that, but what a smart way to add color and value into your paper, into your page, before you go in with your color pencil. If you, especially if you're like a die-hard color pencil artist, having that layer of color underneath it is really like a nice head start. And Prismacolors and the Luminance really land really nicely on top of these water-based markers. The markers are transparent, translucent, and the pencils sit beautifully on top of them. So you can see that I'm leaning quite heavily again on my Prismacolors. I'm not really getting a lot of use out of my Luminance, but I did use the Luminance, and I just felt like maybe I need some more colors. I wanted something kind of in the green family for my detail lines. So I used this olive green, I think it's olive green, an olive green Prismacolor pencil. And then every now and then I like to add a burst of some bright, vibrant colors. So I'm using this parrot green. But overall, I would say that I like the Luminance, but I think that the Prismacolors are better. It obviously depends on what you're going for. But in playing with the indigos and the dark values that I found in Luminance, I still feel like the Prismacolors are creamier, softer, like very, very pigmented, and they're less expensive, so you're gonna get a little bit more bang for your buck. I don't know if they, like, which ones last longer, and that'll be determined as I continue to work with these, but I did like all the color options in the Luminance, so I'll definitely try those again. Here I'm using the Luminance to really develop the values between the little roots and to add some value right on top of the bulb to make it feel like rounder and mottled, textural as well. I did enjoy using this Payne's gray color pencil. The core of the pencil, the color part, is really like hefty and sturdy and thick. I found that it was a nice broad tip for filling in larger areas more efficiently. I feel like this Payne's gray is going to be one of my favorites. I really enjoyed using it. I like the color, I like the broad stroke, and I like the pigment load. So what do you think about those materials? Would you be interested in trying any of these? How do you feel about the Ecoline? Is there something that you use that you love and you want to share with me? Let me know in the comments if there's anything really cool that I should be using and that you want me to try next. Until next time, happy drawing. Bye.